Doc Loves the Kids, a local Kitsap County nonprofit organization established in 2015, whose mission is to provide activities, programs, and community support for at-risk youth.
They put the you in community.
Doc Loves the Kids.
Welcome to Uncommon Courtesy,
where we give you the courtesy of conversation
that's uncommonly spoke of.
I'm D-Mac.
I'm Wesley.
And this is the show. Hey, don't forget to like, listen, subscribe. Thanks to everybody that checks out our show every day, every time we post. Don't forget to catch us on the Friday Fix, 7 p.m. Pacific time, every Friday. Don't forget to catch us on it. We still ain't come up with a name.
We still ain't came up with a name. You did send me a few names. I can't say nothing about that. 1 p.m. Sunday. It's our Sunday town hall where we recap everything we talked about for the week, all the news. We'd love for you guys to join in with us because we want to hear what you got to say. You guys leave comments, but we want to hear from you guys live. We can even bring you into the actual camera. You know what I mean? Get you guys on screen. So, but you guys got to make sure you're respectful. That's all we care about.
Yeah, that's all we ask. And you got to show your face.
Absolutely, because we want to see who we talking to. We want you to be who you are to the world, like we are who we are to the world.
Unless you can do it like an excellent puppet show, then I'll go for that. That's fine with me.
All right, man. Let's kick this off, man. We've had a crazy week. New Orleans.
A crazy start to 2025.
Absolutely.
We only 1 day. 2 days, 3 days in.
2 days right now.
Actually, we're a couple days in, but depending on when this airs, I don't want to date ourselves. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I mean, at the very beginning of 2025, we already said there's going to be kind of a crazy year. We got a new administration coming in, and we had New Orleans attacker planted explosives on Bourbon Street. Biden says the New Orleans day truck attack that killed 14 people and wounded dozens of others appears to have been the act of a lone wolf and unrelated to the truck blast in Las Vegas, authorities said Thursday. The driver in the attack here, Shamsud-Din Jabbar, was fatally shot by police at the scene. Christopher Raia, Deputy Assistant Director of the FBI's Counterterrorism Division, said Thursday that law enforcement officials were following up on more than 400 tips in the case. Raia said that preliminary investigations indicated Jabbar acted alone, although a day earlier, FBI Special Agent Alethea Duncan had said authorities did not believe Jabbar was solely responsible. Jabbar, Raia said, posted videos on social media in the hours before the attack saying he had joined the Islamic terrorist group ISIS last year. The videos indicated Jabbar, who lived in Houston, had initially planned on harming family and friends, but instead decided on an attack that would focus news coverage on the war between the believers and the disbelievers, Raia said. I mean,
you know what's crazy? It's like also they said there was about three to four extra suspects they were also looking for.
Yeah,
because they were setting IEDs around the city and stuff.
Yeah,
and then I was just sitting here thinking, man, it's like before we get all deep into it, I'm just like a lot of this doesn't make sense. And usually, like when it's soldiers, it's always on like it's supposed to, people try to say conspiracy stuff because they're from the same. They went to the same base or whatever, but it's like what if it is kind of like some Hollywood stuff? Like, what if they had to rent cars because someone was like, "Hey, we got your family hostage, or we're gonna kill your family. Have them on scope. You need to do this."
Anything. I mean, that's okay. That's the conspiratorial side of it. And I'm not.
Yeah, we can get to the facts.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Let's get to the facts. But that's the side of it that could be. And this guy, hours before you get the car and you drive and do the attack, you go online and say, "Who?" That sounds like a person. I'm now ISIS. I'm this, that, and the third. But let's stick to the facts.
Not enough. Maybe I mean,
you know what I mean.
He's not. His name isn't. Gosh, what is her name?
What are you talking about?
His name isn't Nikki Haley. It's Jabbar.
You know what I mean. And so
I'm saying it's bad enough you're a black dude in America, and I can see why you snapped. And your name's a Muslim. You got a Muslim name. They've probably been attacking you the whole time. You was born here.
Regardless
in America.
of what, man, we do live here in America, man. So we gotta look at it from perspective. You killed 14 innocent people who had nothing to do with what you got going on, nothing to do with the war. Go to Gaza, go to Palestine. I mean, go over in that area and go deal with that situation. But you brought it to our shore, so we got to look at it from that perspective. This dude, I mean, to me, he's a terrorist. This is a terrorist act to me, and it's a messed up thing to have to say that because they're quick to call people who don't look like them terrorists. But this is an act of terror. I don't know if we have footage on this, so we're going to show some footage on this.
I'm having it running while we're talking here.
But this is a man. Did you watch the footage when he rode his car around the police. I think it was a barricade almost to get onto Bourbon or Canal Street, whatever that was, Bourbon Street. And he plowed through all those people, man. There was people who were within inches of their lives, man. I watched a girl get just completely obliterated. He ran her over she had her phone in her hand, and I almost believe it was. I don't quote me on this. I almost believe it was the girl who was in the her graduation gown with her phone in her hand. It's just ironic that sometimes we gotta. It's not even about paying attention because no one thought this would happen this way. They should have had barriers up.
Not that, someone said that they need to put those metal pillars.
They had them. They said they were repairing them. But why would you be repairing those things during this time right now? It's a messed up thing that you guys did all this.
Just think about it. They could have broke the day before.
I mean, it's not even about street down. You act like they don't have other ones. This is a city. I mean, this is a huge city where they are used to having these type of festivities.
Maybe that's why the cops were there. They were repairing. I'm just guessing right now.
You should have had your car in the way of the whole street. Then there shouldn't have been your car. There should have been no way a vehicle. But that's for Monday morning quarterbacking situation. Yeah. And no one thought this would happen in New Orleans because that was also a subject. Like, why did he go to New Orleans and do this? For what? What was the impact of it? But it was it was like, now you can't hide anywhere.
Well, you got to go somewhere. It's like where you
could have went to Houston. He lives in Houston.
Yeah, so you're looking for a mass casualty situation there. And on Bourbon Street, there's hella people walk. It's just foot traffic. So if you can get it like back in the day where they're throwing the beads, during Mardi Gras, where that street,
it was just massive amount of people on that street, man. It was just crazy.
You have that many people down there. That's what you want. I mean, as a terrorist, that's what you want. You want mass casualties. You want your stuff to be seen. You have to send a message.
And I mean, at the same time, once he plowed over those people, he had an ISIS flag off the back of his truck. What I saw, this is just what I saw. I saw a pole off the back of the truck, and the police had wrapped it with some kind of a black, something like a towel or something. I don't know what they had. It was like they wrapped it up so that people couldn't see it. And I'm not sure why they did that. Maybe it was to not have the fear of it. But go ahead though.
What I see on the back of it is a camera.
Okay, on that pole,
because they're saying if he had an ISIS flag, they said it was inside the truck with him. The flag was on the back of it. It was the pole. If you look at it now, we can stop it. I'm trying to stop it and zoom in so everybody can see. It looks like there's a camera on the back of there. So he knew what he's doing. He's either filming it or he was live streaming it to somebody.
Yeah, I mean, to me, man, like either something. What they said that he was basically on here that I'm hearing now. They're saying he was thinking about hurting his family first.
Yeah, I mean, here, let me show you. I'm going to show this to everybody. I'm going to show it to you too. Look, as you see it back here.
There's something hanging off there.
I'm telling you, it's a camera.
Yeah, maybe that's a person right there behind.
No, because that's, look, I slowed it down. Let me move that up. Look, see it? A flag would be flapping. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It's not flapping. It's just
hanging there.
It's hanging there. It's a camera.
Yeah, I mean,
that's why they covered it up, because they covered it up with a bag. So whatever.
With a bag. That's what. He hopped out with an assault rifle. He shot first out the window with his assault rifle. Once he crashed into people, then he hopped out and he was like, shooting it out with the police, and they ended up killing him. Which is a great thing. They got rid of him as quickly as they did, because it could have been even worse.
Yeah.
This dude. I mean, to me, man, like, this kind of shit can't stand in our country. We can't have this going on in our country. I don't believe this is some kind of an epidemic of this going on. I think this was a sort of a lone wolf kind of a. Yeah, I mean, we'll definitely talk about the next thing too. But to me,
it's to a point. It's a lone wolf, but I mean, if they're still looking for other suspects because they believe there's 3 or 4, that's something to look into. They're actually trying to think. They're thinking both of these are linked.
I mean, it sounds like it. Once we get into it, we're gonna mash them because this guy was an Army officer. He was Army officer in Fort Bragg. He had gone to Afghanistan, just like the last officer went to Afghanistan in 2009. Both of them went in 2009. You know what I mean? Like, this isn't. I had a friend of mine also say that the guy who shot at Trump, tried to assassinate Trump, not the one who they killed, of course, but the other guy who went to his golf course and tried to do it. I think he was at Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah. They
said that he was a Army officer out of Fort Bragg as well.
But that story, I mean, for him, it's kind of looking a little weird. Like he wasn't really trying to kill Donald Trump. He was just on some weird shit.
He had a gun.
Yeah, he had a gun, but he was like, I ain't trying to kill him. He's like, he was laying there. He's on some weird shit, bro. He's just being a weirdo.
Listen, I'm never come around my house talking about he ain't trying to kill me, but he got a gun. I'm not listening to that.
It seems like they buried that case. Like, he's probably gonna get off on that.
Yeah, and they did try to bury that case. Like, try to get rid of that real quick,
because it doesn't. They're like, oh, the second. That's why no one really talks about the second. We don't even talk about the first one anymore.
Nobody does.
You know what I'm saying?
And it's just weird to me, man. This guy, that's a lot of similarities. Toro, both of them rented vehicles from Toro. Maybe
it's a good cheap site.
maybe it's that, but there's just too many similarities to not, or something's not to be going on here. It's just too much.
It's weird because like if they run the plates, it'll run to whoever owns the car. Because that's what Toro is. It's basically you're just renting people's
vehicles. Yeah. I mean, so this is, to me, it's just a lot going on with this case right here. I mean, there's just more and more coming out all the time. I guess he had some explosives inside of his vehicle as well, too. I wondered, did they match the explosives that they had? I guess they put out the other explosive that they said they saw people planting along the streets. I guess they had to blow them up or whatever. They had them blown up. So I wondered, did his explosives match those? That'll give him that's a huge part of the case.
See, that's what's crazy right there. Now think about this. They got lucky because they caught the other 4 people doing it.
Yeah, I wondered, did they catch them doing it, or did they have a camera?
Let's everyone watching. Let's just put this in worst case scenario. Bourbon Street was packed full of people, double the amount of people that was there. They never figured out which bombs that were placed around the city. He does that. 4 other bombs detonate around the city. Now, are we looking at this one active guy, that's terrorism. But if you look at it with those many bombs, and that's an act of war. Now we are under attack as American citizens.
Yep.
So, I mean, hey, shout out to the law enforcement and the security cameras and all the infrastructure that we have in place. Because even though they harass us as black folks, they still get the job done when it's somebody that they need to take care of. And so I fucks with them. I'll give you a hurrah for that.
Very true. And I also look at him like this guy was like, I mean, this is American. This dude spoke like we speak. I mean, he was a very well-spoken person. He had a good job as far as we can tell. I mean, he didn't seem like this. What the hell? Where'd this come from? I can see why you're angry.
To Afghanistan?
Yeah,
I can see it. He's I think he's Moroccan. That's what they were saying. His family is Moroccan, and then he's, came in. He's like first generation immigrant.
Born here.
But I mean, think about it, bro. You go to the Middle East. I mean, you grew up in America. That's cool. You got your people over here. You know your aunts and uncles. But you go to the Middle East, and you're Middle Eastern. You ain't never been there. You go there, and all you see is you have to murder your own people. They look like your aunt, your uncle. How you going? I mean, that's not going to mess with your head. Do you think if somebody lived in Kentucky, they were all white, they had to fly to Ohio and shoot up other white people, they're not going to feel bad about it? Like, because Ohio just turned on them?
No, like I said, I get what you're saying.
I'm not justifying what he's saying.
Totally. You got to give your point of view. You got to give a perspective, because this is a perspective people need to hear. It's not about justifying or not justifying what it is. It's the fact of the matter. It's true. I'm just trying to figure out, like, how the hell did you get radicalized? Like, this is almost like when you listen to Tucker Carlson saying, I'm radicalized. Are you this radicalized? This is what truly radicalized means. When you can, the day before, now all of a sudden you're posting shit to your page like, I'm a part of ISIS, which leads back to your theory, which was a kind of a conspiratorial theory, was that was somebody holding something or something going on, because all of a sudden out the blue, you're ISIS now?
Yeah, I thought Donald Trump got rid of ISIS. He said it was gone.
I mean, that is what he said. But obviously, obviously something's going on. But he's going to say in the last 4 years, they allowed them to come back. They left Afghanistan, did X, Y, Z, blah, 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 blah. We all know how this is going to play out.
I mean, it could be true. He's like, hey, they was gone while I wasn't here.
But you know what I mean? So it just, to me, man, I really want us to do as much digging as we can to figure out, like, 'cause this is serious. If we don't know who the hell is, they're going to have to do a lot more investigating, listening to what people are saying now, because this dude posted this online.
Well, I mean, we're also in a time now where it's like if I don't say it's the best time, but it's like, there's so much disarray going on in our government right now.
Yeah.
You don't know who's going to keep their job, who's not. So people are worried. Their minds are somewhere else. Look, you're about to change the whole FBI director, some dude that's not even in law enforcement.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Ain't never been a cop a day in his life.
So are they going to?
So this is going to happen more, because he's going to start ignoring things, because he's going to have the knowledge of what he's supposed to be watching. And the people that are supposed to be in there already knowing these stuff.
And the way he's trying to like tear down the way Trump's talking so negatively about the FBI, you know what I mean? And then they want to tear apart the FBI. They want to tear down the agencies. Who the hell's going to watch what's going on around here? Are we just going to police ourselves? Are we going to have like more and more vigilantes? Is that what he's looking for?
And this slipped through the cracks. You know what I'm saying? Just because we're right in this middle of, we're about to change administrations. You know what I'm saying? So we're in the middle of something right now. That's why this slipped through the cracks. They were warned about it from back in August, I believe.
Really?
Yeah, there's a warning. Yeah, Christopher Wray came up. He's like, yo, there's a warning. We got something. This is about to happen. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And so this is a slip. Look, we're just switching administrations right now. Mm-hmm. And that's why, for them, perfect time to do it. You know what I'm saying? Just raise the first. But think about it. If you get rid of all these systems we already have in place like they want to do, more of this will happen.
Absolutely. But